Good day. It's a real privilege just to have this opportunity to be with you all today, and I don't know your context and where you're going to receive this from, but what I'd like to be able to do is to address principles that bring about breakthrough in human lives and families and communities. And I really find that these are transferable from one culture, one community, one nation, one context to another. And these are things that I've been tracking, monitoring, and working with over the course of really the last 35, 40 years. So it comes from both observation and actual involvement in practice. And the first one that I'd like to bring to you today is the principle of mindset. You know, one of the things that when I go into communities and I see a state of ruin, brokenness, dysfunction that has perpetuated itself from generation to generation, it normally begins in the mind, and it begins when people take a fatalistic mindset or view. They simply come and they say, this is the way that it's been, this is the way that it'll be today, this is the way that it will be for the future, and it'll be the same for my grandchildren. And so if people have this kind of a mindset of a fatalism that nothing can change, then they're going to be right 100% of the time, because nothing likely will change. And so again, one of the great principles is to be able to talk to people with the whole idea of saying, you know, what is your mindset? How do you think about your own context? And very specifically is, how do you believe that God wants to work, is working in this community, so that you might align with Him to bring transformation? In the book of Isaiah, it talks about, in the 61st chapter, it says the people of God will actually be God's instrument to rebuild, restore, renew the broken, ruined, devastated communities. And so, again, the first issue is do you have a mindset that God's intention, God's will is to actually rebuild, restore, renew the ruined, broken, devastated community? And therefore, you know, what would be other kinds of principles that you would begin to apply, what steps could be taken? Often I'll talk to the people with a lily pad effect. In other words, it's not simply pray the right prayer or snap your fingers and it's instantly going to change, but how can you be a part of a social process of bringing this rebuilding, restoring, and renewing? And so when we begin to think about again, a change for a community, it starts in your own mind. And that first principle is do you have simply a fatalistic mindset that says nothing can change, or do you have a mindset that says we do believe that there is real hope and that God would lead us, He would actually pull us and compel us in a hope for a community, a family that would be different than the one that we have simply known, and that He has wisdom and power, and if we align with that and begin to move in faith, that real change, real substantive change can actually take place.